Hello everyone, Bard here, and welcome to some more of Sulli-Ween. Around the holidays, whether it's Christmas or Thanksgiving or Halloween, there's always going to be a special playing on TV. With Halloween, the specials often focus on showing what's scary, but sometimes they show the fun of it, creating legends, dressing up, going trick-or-treating, going to parties, and being scared. These are what makes the specials fun to watch and enjoyable every year. Which got me into thinking about the other Halloween specials that I like, and that's what we'll be going in today. It's not a top 10 list or a look into Halloween episodes of a TV show or what makes a Halloween special. It's just a brief glance at some of the specials that I like, and in some respects need more attention, from the most popular to the very underrated. So, let's start off with what could have been the first Halloween special, even though it began in theaters, Disney's Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Originally being part of the feature film The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad before becoming its own short film, the Disney version of Washington Irving's story is most likely the first one anyone has seen, and the most well-known. It's got really fun animation, nice music, dark settings, and well-done narration and vocals by Bing Crosby. The story itself is likely the same as the book. Ichabod Crane moves to the town of Sleepy Hollow to be the new schoolteacher, and give singing lessons to the ladies. But when Katrina Van Tassel enters his life, he would always accompany her despite his rival, Brom Bones, who also wants to accompany Katrina, which leads to Brom and Ichabod fighting for Katrina until the Halloween party where Brom tells the tale of the Headless Horseman, thus getting Ichabod all frightened until meeting the horseman on his journey back. Out of all the other adaptations of this story, it seems like this one's the most cartoony and silly. But it really works because of how graceful the animation is, and how simple the characters are. Sure, the characters don't talk a lot, but that makes them engaging. Bing Crosby's narration and singing provides a wondrous elegance to it, making the silliest of scenarios very charming, and the music and songs very memorable. Add in such good songs, funny moments, and pleasant to dark atmosphere, and you got a special that's a pretty good adaptation of a classic Halloween tale. And speaking of adaptations, there are two other specials that are based on children's books that are centered around Halloween, and they are the Scary Godmother specials, entitled Halloween Spooktacular and The Revenge of Jimmy. While they are based on the books by Joe Thompson, they do offer a fun and creative look at the holiday, and shows all the fun that can happen. Halloween Spooktacular is about 4 kids who, during trick-or-treating, dares one of them named Hannah to enter a spooky-looking house and lock her inside, where Scary Godmother comes in to bring her to her house, where other monsters come to visit for Halloween. A vampire family, a werewolf with a huge appetite, a flamboyant skeleton, and a multi-eyed monster. And they all have a fun party there while the other kids wait outside the spooky house for Hannah. Of course it has a lesson about overcoming your fears, but the creative fun of Halloween is all over this special, with bright colors, a spooky fun atmosphere, and fine characters. Still, the animation isn't on the same level of fun. It feels awkward and sometimes creepy looking. Yet, the enjoyment of it comes from its atmosphere, color, and overall feel of the holiday. The Revenge of Jimmy is very much the same way. In this one of the kids from the last special, Jimmy, has decided not to go trick-or-treating after what happened last time, and plans to ruin Halloween like smashing pumpkins and marking candy and costumes as unsafe, which causes Scary Godmother's place to disappear of the holiday. But Hannah, who is also Jimmy's little cousin, finds a way to make Halloween better, which saves Scary Godmother's home. So yeah, the story has similar elements to the Grinch Christmas special, and has some good ideas. Yet the animation, though a little better, still is on the same line as the first one. But again, like the first one, it surrounds itself in the holiday, and has a little more fun, with more colors, and the same characters and atmosphere. But overall, both of them are just okay. Neither one is good or bad, though by story and look, the second one might be it. The animation for both aren't really the best, yet the way Halloween is presented in them make them a very fine watch. Oh, and Tabitha St. Germain, who voiced Rarity and Princess Luna, also voiced Scary Godmother. But adaptations aside, most Halloween specials are original ideas, and one of them, even though it comes from another source, is Garfield's Halloween Adventure. The specials that Garfield were in range from mainly okay to pretty good, and this one is almost in the latter category, but it's all fine. With Halloween around the corner, Garfield gets really excited to go trick-or-treating, mainly because of getting candy. And along with Odie, the two go out trick-or-treating, until Garfield decides to check out one last house, in which the owner tells a pirate tale of a buried treasure which he was a part of. Though thinking the story is not real, Garfield and Odie find themselves facing the pirate ghost looking for the treasure, and the two try to escape back home. Yeah, the third act of this is really out there considering the ghosts that appear, but the rest of it is all fine and good. There's the good animation, fun characters, and well-made songs. Even though I'm not huge into Garfield, I still appreciate what Jim Davis and all the makers bring either through the comics or small screen. And this one is no exception. Its characters, animation, and songs are what makes it enjoyable to watch during the holiday. Another good one features a character that has done a holiday special before, and is back again for another one. Halloween is Grinch Night. Also known as Grinch Night, this is one of the few original specials that Dr. Seuss has written. And it's pretty much good for what it is. All the Who's in Whoville had to lock their doors and windows during what's known as Grinch Night, a time when the sweet sour wind blows by, and the Grinch would come down from Mount Crumpet with his paraphernalia wagon that contains all sorts of scary-looking creatures and images to terrorize Whoville. But one boy named Uriah Who gets swept up by the wind up to Mount Crumpet, where he encounters the Grinch and tries to stop him from getting to town. It's certainly nice to see the Grinch take on another holiday, and in some ways be fitting for it. But what leads him to doing this is a lot to take in. First, the sweet sour wind comes in, which causes the gree-grums from the tree stumps to start growling, which causes Grunkle's pond to start runkling and grunkling, which causes the Hackencracks to start howling, which causes the Grinch to start prowling. Why couldn't it be just the wind? Why did it have to be all this other stuff? But that's not a big issue, because the rest is all pretty good, with fun songs, fine animation, good characters, and a very enjoyable ending. It's certainly a special filled with bizarre yet fun scenarios for any fan of Seuss. And with Hans Conried narrating and voicing Grandpa Josiah and the Grinch, it's one special to see every Halloween. But that's not all. Disney also did other specials for the holiday, and one of my favorites, along with the Sleepy Hollow one, is Boo to You Too, Winnie the Pooh. This is a very underrated special, and it's one that needs more attention. And for someone who just loves Winnie the Pooh since childhood, it's one I don't want to miss. Halloween has arrived in the 100-Acre Wood, and Pooh, Tigger, and Eeyore are dressed up for trick-or-treating. Yet Piglet, while building a robot of some sort, has trouble overcoming his fear of the holiday, even when his friends bring him out with no costume on. But during their outing, Piglet gets too scared and hides at his house to where Pooh decides to have a Hallow-wasn't instead. There's also subplots of Gopher dressing up as his friends for a costume contest and Rabbit tending to his pumpkin patch, but they're more of a side thing. The best thing about the special is not just the lovable characters, but the atmosphere it has. It does look and feel like an autumn night as the narrator describes it. The whole special got its moody colors, its fun and wonderful songs, and of course, those great characters I love. And with the other two Winnie the Pooh Halloween collection sets, this one should be a part of it, and should be seen and not forgotten. It's a great one. And finally, let's end with the most celebrated of all Halloween specials, the one that everyone watches this time of year. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. While this special does borrow elements from the comics, there's no denying that this one's the best of the Halloween specials. And out of all the ones I talked about, this is definitely a must-see, no question about it. Halloween is coming for the Peanuts gang, and all Linus ever does is send a letter to the Great Pumpkin, and sits in a pumpkin patch waiting for him to deliver goodies. Yet the others go out trick-or-treating and have a Halloween party, except for Sally, who stays with Linus for the Great Pumpkin too. And there's even a cute and funny subplot with Snoopy being the World War I flying ace. There's such a greatness involved with the many traditions of both fall and Halloween in this. Picking a pumpkin to carve into a jack-o'-lantern, breaking leaves only to have someone jump into them, getting a costume, going trick-or-treating, having a party, and bobbing for apples. There's memorable lines, great music, great characters, nice scenery, and just a lovable sense of the holiday all around. It's one I watch every Halloween, or even better, on Halloween. It's the best tradition to have, very much like the ones in this. And if I did a top 10 list of Halloween specials, this would definitely be number 1. So, that is all I have for today. Now I know what you're thinking. What about The Simpsons Trails of Horror? Don't worry, I have something special planned for that next week.